Choice theory was developed by William Glasser. He first called his theory control theory, but decided in 1996 that choice theory was a more accurate depiction of his theory. This was because many people mistakenly thought that control theory was a way to control others, when in fact it was the opposite. Control theory is about taking responsibility for your own actions and choosing how you will think and act. In Glasser's theory, he states that there are 5 basic needs that are a part of our genetic makeup and are necessary for our survival. As people, every action or choice we make is to help satisfy one or more of these 5 needs. The first is survival. This is a physiological need that includes food, shelter, safety, and the desire to reproduce. The second is the psychological need of love and belonging. This is our desire to connect with others and form relationships. The third is the need of power or self-efficacy. This psychological need is based on the desire to achieve and be recognized for that achievement. Fourth is freedom or independence. It is a psychological need or desire to have the ability to choose for ourselves. Lastly is the need for fun or learning. We seek pleasure and enjoyment as well as learning and exploring the world around us. Suffering comes from the inability to satisfy these 5 needs. All our behavior is to meet these 5 needs and increase pleasure or decrease discomfort where these needs are not met. Nothing makes us do something or feel a certain way. We are just gaining information. When we do something, we are choosing to act upon the information given us, like answering a telephone. When the phone rings, we answer it because that is the most satisfying thing for us to do at the time. If we are busy or don't feel like talking, we won't answer it. The phone ringing is just information, not a stimulus. The 10 axioms of choice theory are 1. The only person whose behavior we can control is our own. 2. All we can give another person is information. 3. All long-lasting psychological problems are relationship problems. 4. The problem relationship is always part of our present life. 5. What happened in the past has everything to do with what we are today, but we can only satisfy our basic needs right now and plan to continue satisfying them in the future. 6. We can only satisfy our needs by satisfying the pictures in our quality world. 7. All behavior is total behavior and is made up of 4 components: acting, thinking, feeling, and physiology. 8. All total behavior is chosen, but we only have direct control over the acting and thinking components. We can only control our feeling and physiology indirectly through how we choose to act and think. 9. All total behavior is designated by verbs and named by the part that is most recognizable. 10. All we do is behave. Glasser also taught a lot about relationships and our habits. He outlined 7 caring habits and 7 deadly habits of relationships. The 7 caring habits are 1. Supporting, 2. Encouraging, 3. Listening, 4. Accepting, 5. Trusting, 6. Respecting, and 7. Negotiating differences. The 7 deadly habits are 1. Criticizing, 2. Blaming, 3. Complaining, 4. Nagging, 5. Threatening, 6. Punishing, 7. Bribing, rewarding to control. Glasser also came up with the How the Brain Works diagram. The diagram shows how a person perceives, responds, and interacts with people in the real world. It shows how we place value on information and compare that information to our quality world. If what we perceive aligns with our quality world, we feel satisfied. If it doesn't, we become dissatisfied.
I was just having a debate with a friend of mine, and we got stuck on the difference between fault and responsibility. She kept talking about how something was somebody's fault. It don't matter whose fault it is that something is broken. If it's your responsibility to fix it, it's not somebody's fault if their father was an abusive alcoholic. But it's for damn sure their responsibility to figure out how they're going to deal with those traumas and try to make a life out of it. It's not your fault if your partner cheated and ruined your marriage, but it is for damn sure your responsibility to figure out how to take that pain and how to overcome that and build a happy life for yourself. And responsibility do not go together. It sucks, but they don't. When something is somebody's fault, we want them to suffer. We want them punished. We want them to pay. Their responsibility to fix it, but that's not how it works, especially when it's your heart. Your heart, your life, your happiness is your responsibility and your responsibility alone. This weird point.
created using Powtoon.